Okay, so here you can see this is the local repo and this is the remote repository, right? We have to push our changes to remote repository, right? Till now we were working on local, and if you remember in the beginning, we have taken a use case. We have considered like we are working on a new project and created an empty local repository, right? Local repository, empty one. Created an empty local repository, made changes there, and now it's time we have to push, right? This is the scenario we are working on. So now let's talk about, let's go to this remote repository. Where is your remote repository? Your remote repository could be GitHub, right? Go to github.com. Here you can create a free account. Okay, like any Gmail account or anything, you can create a free account. It's just very simple few steps. Go if once you create the account, free account, go to sign in, and you'll get some username and password. Just sign in with them. Give me a second. It's asking for verification. Let me log into my email.
Till now you have set up the repository in the local and accessing in the local. If it is in the network, means how?
Yes, finally I am on this page, okay, of a GitHub. This is your GitHub. You can create a free account. Every one of you have to create a free account. It's a simple steps like you create any Gmail account, okay, and then here you can see the username and password. Here you can see the username, okay, Preeti D. This is the username and you'll get a password. So now you have to push to remote. This GitHub works like a remote repository where you can share it with others. Okay, so here you are pushing here means you need an address, a location, right? Click on this new, create a new repository. For example, I'm giving repository 1 and I'm creating a public one. Empty, I'm creating some repository. This is going to be the address. Here, do you see HTTP URL? Copy this one. Okay, this is the address where you have to push your local code. Okay, now come to our local repository, which we are working till now. Like from couple of days, we are working here, right? This is my local repository. If you still want to see ls minus a, you see hidden files dot git means it's a local repository. We have created it with git in it, correct? Yeah. Now, yeah, now we are on branch two, that's fine. Now you have to connect this local to the remote. How do you connect this local to the remote? How do you do this?
Need to push the
We
code.
need to authenticate to the remote repository.
So
Git
to
clone.
connect first, git remote, add origin, okay, and the URL. Right now, what happens? You are connecting this local to the remote. It's connected. How do you know? You can run the command git remote minus v, verbose. V means verbose. It will show you, see, it is connected to this. But what is this origin? Origin is like a keyword or else an alias name to hold your remote repository address. This is the remote repository address and you are placing or storing that in a keyword called origin. Now, whenever you say origin means this whole URL. From now onwards, you will not refer the entire URL. Later, you will say origin. You may give any name instead of origin, but that's a general practice. Generally, we name it as origin. Okay. Now, if you want to push Okay, now you have to do git remote add origin, git remote -v. Now let's say, yeah, we want to push. So git push. What do you say now? Git push origin master, whatever branch you want to push. Okay, so that's how you can push. It's a public repository, but to push, you need authentication. Anyone can pull from there, but to push, you need authentication. Let me show you. See, the extension GitHub wants to sign in using GitHub. LF. Okay, see, GitHub extension. I have installed this GitHub extension on the VS Code editor. So it was authenticating. Okay, for you, listen carefully, please. If this is happening this way on Mac, if you are on Windows or if you are on other systems, it may prompt you for login. Okay, it will prompt you, 1 second. It will prompt you for the login, right? Like it will ask for username and password. Which username and password you will give there? It
GitHub
prompts for
username.
only for the
GitHub
first
username.
time. Which one you will give?
GitHub username.
It is not this password you should give. No, this is not allowed. What you have to do, go to settings of your project. Sorry, not the settings of your project, settings of your account. Okay, you created an account, go here. There you will see developer settings. Here you have to create personal access token. Just a second, give me a second.
In the Windows, we'll get the credentials, right?
Yeah, so are you asking something?
Yeah. In the Windows, we'll get a credentials, right? In the Mac, is showing some different,
That's
but
what
in the
I'm
Windows,
when it asks for credentials, you should not give your username and password in Windows also. Then what you should give this personal access token. Okay, login with username and password was outdated in GitHub. Either it is on Windows or it is on Linux or in Mac also. For the first time, I have done that. What you have to do, you have to create a personal access token. Go to tokens, classic, generate a new token. Okay, when you generate the new token, for the first time, it will ask for expiration. I'm putting no expiration, some name. Okay. And then, yeah, for what you need the access, it will ask you select repos and generate the token. See, it is showing you the token. This is only for the first time of authentication, only once. For the first time, it will show you. So you have to save it carefully. Okay. Am I making sense? Save it carefully. And you have given some token name, right? So now for the login, give the token name and that token you have to put, not the username and password of your account. Am I clear? That's how authentication is happening with GitHub now.
So you already connected with PAT token only, right? Instead of user ID. You logged in,
I have
right? Just now.
connected the same way only. Using personal
No.
access token only, it's connected. Only for the first time, it will ask for connection. Because this is not my
Okay.
first time, it has automatically done with the extensions plugin on VS Code. Everyone on any system have to do with a personal access token only. For the first time, only once it will ask. So that's how you pushed. Once, because I have added the credentials, it has pushed. And now you can see. Go to our repos. Don't give your username of your account. Okay, I have already done the push. So do you see master branch, 3 files, 3 commits, same commit history, everything was there. right? This is how you push your changes. Similarly, if you want to push any other branch, let's say I want to push some other branch. So if you want to push any other branch, git push horizon B1. Okay, so B1 will be pushed now. Now you can see. Yeah, earlier you have only one branch, but now just refresh this page. We should see 2 branches. Yeah, 2 branches, B1. If you want, you can select this and go to B1 branch. All the 4 files, the 4 commits, everything you have, right? That's how you push your changes. And then let's do one thing. How many branches we have? Git branch. If you see, I have 3 branches. Let's suppose I want to delete any branch. Till now, we did not delete it, right? We have created the branch and we work in. If you want to delete the branch, git branch -d B1. That's how you delete the branch. But it's giving me error saying that the branch B1 is not fully merged. If you want to show deleted, use capital D flag. What is the problem? Why it is giving it? What happens if I delete the branch which is what happens if we delete some branch which is not merged?
Conflict.
Sorry?
Some conflict will happen.
See, branch is there, in that some changes are there. I did not merge it, but I'm deleting it means those changes will be lost. I did not merge to some other branch means I will lose those changes. Correct. So if you don't want to lose the changes and keep them, git branch, use capital D. I mean, sorry, you still want to delete it, use capital D. That's all. So it's saying branch is deleted. You can say, see, branch is gone. Was it gone from remote as well? Let's verify. See, you can say it's still there here. It's not deleted from remote. It is deleted from local, right? What if you want to delete from remote? Yeah. How do you delete from a remote as well? Let's say I want to delete from remote. How do you do that?
We can delete on GitHub also, right?
You can delete
Directly.
from here. Yes, one way is you go to settings of your repository. Sorry, not settings. You go to branches. Here you see the branch list. Okay, you can delete from here. Okay, click on it. This is having a good UI. Okay, good user interface. You can do all the changes here, right? Or else, how do you do that? If you want to delete from remote.
After deleting again, you want to push a new update.
I want to delete from remote. Yeah, yeah, correct. After you have to delete from here and push it. Like git push horizon. Just a second, give me a second. Okay, so to delete from here, git push horizon. Horizon means my remote repository. Delete B1. This is how it will be deleted from remote. It says it is deleted. Let's check out. Let's go to this. Okay, you can just refresh this. See, branch is gone. You can see only one branch, master, right? This is another way to delete them. That's how you can delete. So this is one use case.
Preeti, I have a question. Like, so developer should be able to delete and create it, but tester should be able to only read it. That kind of granular permission, how to provide?
Each branch can have different permission sets. Okay, different teams will be working on different projects, I mean, different branches. So those branches can be restricted. You can write branch permissions, branch rules on the Git UI. All those permissions can be restricted from here. Okay, when you go to your settings, you have the branches and the rules you can set. See, add branch protection rules. If you go here, you have different branch, require a pull or else require the status, who should merge. You have all of this, allow force merges, lot of things were there.
So those they means user management you're not you're teaching here or how?
No, we are not taking here. But all of them are possible. And from the UI, they can be done.
So from the CLI we cannot do those things.
CLI also can be done. Generally, we do them from the UI. UI has got all the options and it's more flexible to do. Only the rule permissions we do only once. Generally, of course, we modify them very less frequently. So
Correct.
can be done from the UI.
See, if I
And
install a
also
Git,
that permission, even that rule set permission in the project, they'll have only senior or a lead manager will only have those permissions, right?
correct. See, more question like if I set up a Git repository in a network system, so how to provide the IP means access list and everything?
Which network, it all depends, right? Which network you are doing. Let's say if it is, if you are using Bitbucket, if you want to allow permissions to pull only on certain, you can whitelist them. All those comes under the admin part. You can whitelist those IPs in Bitbucket or on GitHub.
Okay. So here everything you are doing in the local and one internet repository, but you are not trying in the local machine. Means network machine, right?
Hmm.
Okay. In that scenario, if you face any kind of issues, means you have you faced any these kind of issues?
That's what I'm saying. That's the admin part, right? Whatever we have, wherever we need permissions, let's suppose we have worked on a project where we have a Bitbucket and we want to allow permissions or to pull only from Jenkins. Only Jenkins pipelines should pull the code. So we will whitelist them, okay, or else whichever machines you have to add, you have to install another agent, okay, grab those IPs, whitelist sub IPs or such ranges. If those IPs are not whitelisted, no one can pull the code from that particular repos. Those are all comes under security and admin part.
Okay. So
We are
here
not
you are.
into that admin part, no.
Okay.
As it will be held with one person, one or two persons, majorly for one from DevOps and all the senior person, the administration and security. But once you go for those security, all those things can be visualized. Also in our lab, we can't practically do those things, whitelisting the IPs. How do we do them in the lab? This is our lab. I don't have my own network and all. Whitelisting, adding IPs, those doesn't work. Those are also self-explanatory. Once you have the security access and all the permissions, those options will be visible only for you.
Okay. Do you have any idea where to at least you can show where
I
we
know
can post
I
this kind
have the idea, but not now. I'll go with the flow, and at the end, if you want, please remind me. I'll
Sure. Thank you.
coming back here. Any questions like this you have out of context, please everyone, let's discuss at the end of the class. Okay, let's not divert from the flow, which would distract other participants. All right, coming back, we were talking about pushing, pulling, and deleting, right? And we have taken a scenario like, okay, we are having some project on remote. We were pulling it into local, like we have got the code, we have pulled it into our local. Now, let's say let's assume I have a new project. Okay, sorry, it's already a project, some old project, 6-year-old project available on GitHub. Now I want to pull it and make a local repository. Do you remember this scenario we were talking on our day one? Do you all remember the second use case of creating local repositories? What I mean to say is, see, there were so many other projects like this, right? Address book or Selenium test case, so many other. Let's say now I join this project. I want to copy from here and create a local, right? How does that work? Let's see. You may take any of the existing projects. I would not like to mess up them. I'm creating another repo for our demonstration, another dummy repository, repo2, and assume that it has some commits, files. I'm just creating a sample README file. Okay, create a repo. Assume that, of course, now it will have just one file with one commit, but assume, yeah, you may have some old projects, some hundreds of commits or files might be there. Now I joined the project as a new team member. I want to copy this and create a local repository, right? This is the second use case we were talking about, correct? So let's copy that and create a local repository. How do you do that? This Git demo is already a local repository. Let us come out of it. Say I'm on my desktop. Okay, I'm on the desktop. Now you can do copy, git copy, sorry, git clone, and this will copy. Okay, git clone, get the URL, this one. Git clone and the URL. As the name says, what is meant by cloning? What is meant by
Create a
clone?
similar copy,
It will
similar
create
copy
a
of the
copy,
storage.
right? Same is the case here. It will copy the entire repository, including the .git. Means it will create another local repository. It was saying it will clone into repo2. Means a folder is created on desktop with the name as repo2. Go into that repo and you see ls, the readme. Assume whatever files there will be cloned. And also you see .git. Means this is another local repository. Am I making sense for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. See, earlier we have created one folder called Git demo. There's nothing on remote. So how did we create the local repository here? Git init, right? This became a
init.
local repository. Then how did we connect it to remote? Git remote add origin, correct? Then let's suppose sorry, now the second use case is already project is there. Okay, then I have cloned it. This is also local repo. This is also local repo, correct? I cloned it. Now it become local repo. How do you connect it to remote? See, whenever you did git clone, already it's connected. Okay, because see this repo2, now here if you run git remote -v, that's see, already you don't need to again explicitly git remote add origin here. Understood? Yeah. Now you can make any changes. It's a local repository. You can push to remote. You can do whatever you need. Here also from the Windows Explorer, you can open that repo. Open the folder repo2. Okay, launch the terminal, new terminal for this. Yes. If you see the status, yes. Right? Now let's say, okay, I'll make some changes here. File1.txt. Okay. So now if you do git status, you have the file git add file1 git commit -m on let's say local repository. Okay, done. So now how do you push to remote? As usual, git push origin is already set here. The branch name is main or master. It could be anything. I created from the UI of GitHub. It is showing us main. Done. So now the changes were pushed. So here you can see. Again, it works like another normal repository. These are the two ways you create local repository, and hope you got the difference, right? So that's how you do clone. Any questions in this part from anyone? Okay, let me show you another interesting thing. So this is the remote repository. This might be shared with others also, other DevOps team, or if it is development project, developers, if it's a test project, whoever it is, right? Like we discussed the context in the beginning. So someone else have pushed the code. Okay, assume that someone else have pushed the code. I'm just creating it from the UI. Like we push the file, someone else might have pushed. As an example, I'm just creating here. Okay, You can also do this, give the file name, commit the changes, some commit message, okay, and commit it to the main branch. Okay, we have created some file. Is this file available in our local? Do you think it's available in our local? This is local.
No.
report.
You should
No,
pull.
right?
No.
So how to get those changes from remote?
Git pull.
Git pull origin, the branch name. See, you got this file. And of course, yes, you will get the commits as well. Git log one line. Okay. So you got the change. This is how you update your local repository. Okay, with the changes from remote. Let me show you another interesting thing here. I'm creating one more file. Add this file, file2.txt. Commit the changes.
Already we have file 2.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it. You may edit the existing one, or else I'm just making a new one. Okay, so you have this one. So obviously my repository, I don't have it in my local. So if I want to get the changes, what should I do? Git pull, or else there is a similar thing, git pull origin. What is this git fetch origin? What is this git fetch? Let's see. See, it is telling you some verbose. Okay, this verbose indicates, okay, there were some updates on remote, but you did not get the file, right? You will not get the log as well. Okay, what is fetch doing? Fetch is just showing you the changes. So if you really if you want to get those changes downloaded and merged, git pull will do. Git pull origin. Now you get the changes, right? Means here, these are the three things you have here. Three commands which looks and which works similar. One is clone. Okay, the other one is pull and fetch. How are they different? They looks and sound similar, right? But what is clone used for? How is clone used for?
Clone for the first time.
Clone
Clone the
for
complete
the,
repo.
yes, clone for the first time. Clone for the first time, if you want to get the changes from remote and create a local, you will do it. Next time onwards, let's suppose you might have cloned on December 1st. Okay, you are working on your local. Meanwhile, so many other collaborators might have pushed the changes there, right? You want to get the changes and update your local, right? That's where pull comes in. This is to update your changes in your local from changes on the remote. Okay, that's what is this update. Fetch is just like it will just tell you there were some changes, that's all, but it will not do anything in action. You may consider pull is like fetch plus merge. Actually, pull is working like a merge. From remote, it will merge the changes into local. Got it, all of you? From remote, it will bring the changes and merge it to local repository. So these are the three commands which looks and sounds similar, but this is the difference. You may have these from the perspective of interview as well. Okay, but if you're keeping just 2 years or 3 years, basic questions, but yeah, important interview question for 2 to 3 years experience people. Got clarity on these three things, everyone?
Yes.
Hi, Preeti.
Yep.
I want to change in the file to .txt in the GitHub, and can you pull that file in
You
the?
can. It will be
Yeah.
just another commit. You edit the file or you make changes to new file. You go here, click on edit. It will be another commit. See, once you make some changes, it will allow you to commit.
Okay.
Again, you pull those changes.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Right. Let me show you another interesting scenario now. Okay. So let me do one thing. I'm just adding a file here. Another file. Okay, some file was there. Development is happening parallelly. We are also developing here. So here also I'm making some file for not txt. Okay. Now, what should I do? The same thing, like you have to first add the changes. It's a local repository, so add the changes. Okay, commit the changes. Git commit -m file on well. Okay, and then yeah, it is all clean. So okay, fine, I'm done with my changes. Now I just want to push my changes to remote. How to push the changes? Git push origin main.
Origin main.
So what happens now if I push? Yes, what happens now if I push?
Conflict.
Let's see.
Conflict.
See, it says that your changes were rejected. Your changes were rejected to this. Why updates were rejected? Because remote contains some work that you do not have locally. This is very, very important. This is the thumb rule you have to remember. Anytime before you push, you have to pull. Why you have to pull? See, let's again take a scenario. I have cloned my repository on December 1st. Okay, till now, December it is 7th. So till today, I'm making so many changes locally. I want to push. You can't directly push because during these 7 days, many other changes might be there on remote. First, you have to pull. Means in layman terms, you have to have the latest copy first. Then you push your changes. You can't just take a previous copy 1 year back, make changes and push. No, 1 year back or 1 hour back also. Someone else might have pushed the changes 5 minutes back. So always the thumb rule is you should have the latest copy. Means your local repository should be updated with remote. Then only you will be allowed to push. Okay, means remote is having some changes. You have to first get them, then only you push your changes. Okay, so how to get the changes from remote? It is giving you clue also. How to get the changes, how to keep your repository updated. What should we do?
Again, clone.
Git pull
Again clone.
first.
See, clone is only for the first time, only once. For the first time, it will copy entire thing and it will create a local repository. Later on, if you want to get the updates,
You have to pull it.
git pull origin. Here it's giving you clue also. Whenever you get any warning or error, make a habit of reading it. Okay, it is asking to pull git pull origin. Okay, now if you see, it was trying to pull and it's saying compressing the objects, all of this. You have diverse branches. Git, okay. What is it? You have diverse branches, need to specify how to reconcile them. You can do so by running the following commands. Git config pull. No need to specify how to reconcile diverse branches. Okay. It hasn't pulled this way. See, these commands, okay, will have a different flags, different options when you're working on different operating systems and all. Here, actually, this is my code, right? And on the remote, what was the lines I have? File 4. Okay, this is the one. So it hasn't pulled. Generally, what it should do is, what it will do, it will, we'll have a conflict and it will show us here. It is asking us to rebase. I want to show this separately, but let me do this. It's giving us clue. Git config pull rebase. This will do merge. 1 minute. See, it is showing you this will merge. What is this rebase false? I'll tell you. First, let's do this. It's giving you a clue. Fast forward only. You can replace git config with to set a preference for all. You can also pass rebase, no rebase on the command line to override configure default. I don't see anything here. Git pull origin main. Actually, what should happen is here, you remember, right? We created we had a conflict scenario. It will show you contents from both. That's how it should show. And we will edit the file and resolve the conflict. But here it is not.
Accept the changes, right? It
Huh?
should show the conflict.
Huh.
You should accept the changes, both the changes.
Yeah, it should show us those things. But for some reason, I don't know, it's not showing here. You have divergent branches and need to specify how to reconcile them. You can do so by running one of the following command sometime before your next pull. It's asking that you will do it in the next pull. Okay, let me try. Let me try pushing again. See, updates were rejected because you did not get that. So, git pull before pushing again. Note about fast forwards. Okay, let me try again. Git pull. Disable this message. Git config advanced. Okay. This is operating system specific. In Windows or Linux, we don't see this. Advanced dot diverging false. Not possible to fast forward. Git config pull dot rebase false. If you want to integrate remote changes, use git pull before pushing again. Git pull is not working. Git pull origin main. Git pull. Diverging branches can't be fast forwarded. You need to either git merge or git rebase. Maybe git merge. Okay. See here. Git merge, no FF means no fast forward. No fast forward means it's not automatic. Okay, see some changes here. Instead of git pull, you can do git merge. It's giving you clue. See, whenever we do git pull, these are operating system specific. In Linux or in Windows, whenever you git pull, this directly happens. But in Mac, it's asking you. Divergent branches can't be fast forwarded. Means it's saying we can't do fast forward merge or automatic merge. If you still want, you run this. Okay, follow this clue and run it. Now you are seeing this, see. This is from the current branch. This is from the remote. Earlier, what did we do when we get this conflict? Yeah, we will resolve it. We will select whatever you need, right? I'm selecting both of them and save it. Whenever it's like editing the file. Whenever you edit, what do you do? Whenever you edit the file, you will commit the result, right? So it's saying automatic merge failed, fix the conflicts and then commit the result. Let's see the status. See, you can commit, git commit -am file 4 or conflicts resolve, something like this. Okay, now you do push, git push origin. See, your changes were pushed. What changes? Now your file should have both the lines. See here. Now go to file 4. This is what you have decided and pushed, right? So the concept is same. Why you get a conflict is also same. Earlier we have learned, right, between two branches. Source branch is missing some commits. Here also same. Here source is like your remote repository or remote branch. Here remote branch is missing some commits which are there on the destination branch. The concept is same. How you fix it is also same. Everything is same. Then what is the difference? The difference comes in when fixing this file. Means I have chosen accept both the changes, right? This is not my own decision. I will sit with the person with whom I got the conflict. Let's say I got a person with some person. I'll sit with that person and then discuss and decide the conflict. It's not that my own decision to keep both the lines, right? We have to sit with the person. How do you know with whom you got the conflict? Git log. See, Git log will show you with whom you got the conflict. The remote changes, the local changes, you will get the IDs here. Here, because I'm just making changes as a single person, you are seeing this. See, this is from remote actually. No reply.github.com. This is local. You might have given different names, like the different people will push the changes, right? So you will see that author name. So you have to connect with that person, discuss, they'll discuss and decide the which changes to keep, which changes to remove. Understood? That is the only difference. Otherwise, conceptually, the same thing. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
Yes.
conflict
One by one, please. Yeah. Tell me.
ma'am, this conflict happens with the coding files, the developer files, which we can relate. And I mean, how this conflict happens with DevOps files, for example, the Terraform files or the scripting files. I mean, could you please explain with the real-time example?
Already this is explained. I explained this multiple times. Even a couple of yesterday or the day before also someone asked Git starting day we discussed. Anyway, I'm explaining again. Please listen everyone here. This is used by everyone. Even DevOps persons will have their own config files, Terraform config files, Kubernetes manifest file, Ansible playbook, CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins file. These are all script files we will have. Even we have to make changes to them, right? We are DevOps team of 5 people. 5 people are working there. I am making changes. Other person is making changes. He is working on creating EC2 instance for Terraform. He want to create EC2 instances on AWS using Terraform. So he is having those configs, right? I am developing EKS cluster with Terraform. I have some other configs, right? And I'll be pushing my changes. He will push his changes. Maybe both of us are working on EC2 instance only, but let's say I'm working on networking part. He was working on the like the storage part of the EC2 instance, right? The files are same. So we may get the conflicts. We have to discuss. Got it, Rehan and everyone else? Still anyone having the same question? Here I'm just doing with the sample files, dummy files, because we did not start Terraform yet, we did not learn Kubernetes yet. So I'm just showing with the sample or dummy files. Whatever is the file, only the difference will be the concept of conflicts, everything is same. Here the file may be TF file with extension .tf. That will be the only difference. Whatever is the file, this is how you manage it. Am I clear now?
Yeah, ma'am, this is pretty much clear. I mean, some might be working on creating the same EC2 instance, some might working on the networking part, and some might working on the storage part. Okay, yeah, got it, ma'am. Yeah.
And any other questions? Others are also, someone else is also asking. Are we good?
Yeah, Preeti, generally, how many people do work on DevOps in a project? Like one person is not enough. Do we need 4 to 5 people?
May I know who is this? Like, are you working in IT now?
Yeah, I'm into actually UI and UX design. Till now, I didn't experience this once. That's what.
Okay. Okay, fine. See, how many number it is project specific. Okay, it's a company, it depends on organization, it depends on the project where you are working. Okay, it depends, it totally depends. It need not be DevOps means only one person. It depends, right? You might be working for support, you might be working for creating infrastructure from scratch, you might be working on providing access to the containers. There were so many areas you have to work on. It's not a DevOps means a single person, it will be a team of people. Okay, but depends again. There might be less work for DevOps. Everything is handled by developers only. These days, developers are also into like if they know all these tools, sometimes they were also managing entire thing. Even development team is handling everything, but still they need some DevOps support. There might be one person. It all depends. How many There is no strict rule DevOps team, any team, right? Even development team, if you take testers, you take, can you tell me how many members will be there in a team? Even if for your UI design, is there any fixed number? These many people should be there in a team. Same is the case here. It will be again in DevOps also, there will be called as, in DevOps also, you'll be called as development and support. Sometimes in some companies, some project. What is the DevOps? Development means, do you think the developers are writing, DevOps team is writing code? No. What is DevOps development meaning? DevOps development meaning, that's just the convention you give them. It means that you are writing or you are creating the infrastructure from the scratch. Okay, that's called like DevOps development in some companies, in some projects. DevOps support means already infrastructure is there, Terraform scripts were there. You have to maintain them, you have to modify and provide support. Okay, those are the different terms used in the projects depending on the their design and all. But yeah, any number of people. Okay, coming back. So this is how you resolve the conflict on remote. Let me show you again another scenario, a similar scenario, let's say, but we did not notice that part here. Okay, I'll just do it quickly. I'm just creating a file. Let's say file 5. Some dummy lines. Okay, later on you will just create them with original files. That's the difference. Okay, I have got some changes. Good. Now I'm on my local. I'm making some changes here as well. Okay. Let me add it. Git add file 6. Git commit -m local. Okay. Done. Now let's say I want to push the changes. Can I push? What happens now? Will it allow to push? Understood the scenario? I am repeating. I just created some file on remote. Okay, which is this. 1 second. Which is this file 5. I just created this file and I have got 8 commits here. Okay, just remember the number of commits. Fine. Now in the local, I have created file 6. So I want to push my changes. What is the command to push the changes?
Git push origin main.
What happens now? Will it allow?
It may,
Yes.
this will come same error, whatever previously we got.
That is not error.
We need
We
to
should
pull-
not say it
pull
is
first.
error. It will ask us to get the latest, correct?
Get the
Yes.
yeah.
But do we get a conflict here? See, it is asking updates were rejected because you don't have something which is there on remote. So I'll do pull. What happens now? Will I get a conflict?
No, because there is a different file, right?
Let's see, git pull origin. Fine, perfect.
Yeah, no.
Right, you will not get any no, it doesn't happen. Not possible to fast forward aborting. It's a different file. Git pull origin. What did we do before? Let us do the same. Fast
Merge
forward.
command.
Huh? Fast
Got
forward.
merge. Okay.
Git merge. Okay, you have to use git merge on the Mac systems. That's a difference. Git merge. Some message. Please enter a commit message. Merging on. Okay, that's the difference you have here. Like I told you, pull is like a merge from remote to local. So that's what it was doing. Let's save this message. And yes, do you see that? Okay, git merge will do. Okay, fine. I have got the latest. Now can we push? Yeah. Our target is to push our changes, right? So done. Now. Okay, file 6 came in, right? Perfect, no conflicts, just directly pull only, but it's like git merge. And here, can you see how many commits were there? How many new commits were added? Earlier, I told you to remember the commit number. Earlier, how many were
It
there?
was 8.
Commits.
It was 8
Yeah.
earlier. Now it is 10.
Why
2
2
added.
commits? I just had 1 commit on my local and I just want to push it. Why? How come they became 2? Just go here. See, this is the one actually I want to push. But because we are merging, an additional one was pushed. Making sense, everyone? Means whenever you are pulling, this is happening. Whenever you are merging, additional one, actually this is the one I need. Correct? But because we are merging, additional one. Is there any way you want to avoid? You can avoid this. Yeah. Let us do it with another file. Okay, different file, no conflicts here. So let me create here file 7.txt. Some dummy line. Okay. So here I have got file 7. Here, see the number of commits, 11 commits. Okay, now let's go here. I am least bothered about what files were there here. Anyway, I'm just creating a different file. I'm just going with no conflict scenario for now. Git add this file 8 git commit -m. Let's say
Commit spelling.
thank you. Okay, done. Now I want to push. What is the command to push? What is the command to push?
Origin.
Origin. Will it allow me to push?
Yes, it will allow.
See, there is one
No,
commit
no,
I
no.
made on remote. File 7 is not there on local. It will ask us to pull the updates, right? See here.
Pull.
It will ask us to pull. So what you have to do, you have to do git pull. Or else actually here on Mac, it's working with git merge, right? But what I need is actually, I want to merge with the rebase. If you merge with rebase, what happens? You will not have those additional commit IDs. Actually, the command on Linux or Windows is like git pull origin master or else the branch name with rebase, -r for rebase. But here, some time back, it was showing different message, different command. Do you remember? This is what we did. We did that some time back. Git pull git config of something like that, right? So let me try doing it. Command might be a bit different, but once I give this, it should show me that option as well. Git pull origin main -r. Success. Oh, it worked. The same command worked. So git pull rebased. Okay, you got the changes, which is also good. Okay, now our target is, okay, I have pulled because there is no conflict. It is fine. Now git push. Okay, done. Now let's see on remote. Our interest is, see, earlier 11, now only 12. It's not 13. Do you notice that? See here. Actually, this is the commit message I have given. Only this one was pushed. This is made on remote. Then I made this on local. When I pushed, only this came up. But earlier, see, are you following? I'm explaining earlier scenario also. See here, earlier I made a commit on remote. This is not there locally. That is fine. I went to local, made a commit on local. Then I pushed. When I pushed, this local commit was pushed. Along with that, this merge commit was there. 2 commits were pushed, these 2. Now, this is again made on remote. This is made on local. And then when I pushed, only that came up. There is no additional one, only 2. Understood? Means only one actually which was pushed, but earlier there were 2 commits which were pushed. Understood the difference with the pull with rebase? This is how rebase can be used to avoid unnecessary commits just because you are merging. Earlier we have learned one rebase, right? This is another type of rebase which you can use on remote, and this is more widely used than the previous one. But the whole concept is to avoid the latest, commits just because you're merging. Got the point? Any questions, confusions?
Yes. Good.
So the git merge rebase will unnecessary comments will be removed, right?
Unnecessary
Priti?
means commit which is just because of merging. Just because you're merging, you are getting the traditional commit, right? That will be avoided, but the actual commits, whichever you want to push, will be pushed.
Okay.
So this is pull with rebase. Yesterday I'm talking about, I'll show you another type of rebase on remote. This is the one. This may happen with the conflict also. Shall we do the similar scenario with a conflict case? Good to go? Yeah, shall we do this rebase with the conflict? Till now, it's no conflict because it's a separate files I'm creating. Let's do the same with a conflict case. Like, create a new file. File 9.txt. Okay, this is file 9. Okay, good. See the commit history. How many are there? 13 are there. Okay, just remember that number. Now come here. Here also, like let's suppose I have the same one. Okay, and some line. Now, let's say, right, that's a commit message. Okay, done. Now I want to push my changes. What is the command to push? Correct? Git push origin master. So what happens if I do this? Sorry, the branch here is main. What happens now? Will this work? What message we'll get?
Same message. First do the pull and
For whether
push
it
the
is
changes.
conflict or no conflict, first you have to pull the updates. So that's what it will show you. Git pull. It will ask us to do the pull. Git pull origin. So here you should do pull or else we did merge, right? You should do git merge, right? So you have to do this, and whenever you push it back, you get two commit IDs added. So instead of just pulling it normally, what do? You pull with rebase. How do you do that? Git pull origin main minus r. Okay, you pull with the origin. Right? Do you see that now? Yeah, you get the conflict. Let's say I will add both of them. Save this. Then it's giving you the clue. It says you can continue or you can skip. I want to continue with the rebase. Git rebase continue. It's giving you here the hint. Okay, git rebase continue. Done. Okay. Now that we made this change, oh, 1 second, needs merge. You must edit all merge conflicts and then make as resolved using git add. Okay, it was asking to needs merge. Okay, let me merge it. Also, let me check the status. Unmerged paths. Okay, fine. Let's say git commit minus am conflicts. Now, interactive rebase in progress. Okay, now you may do git rebase continue. Successfully rebase now. Okay, then git push. Okay, now let's see here on the remote. Do you see that? Earlier there were 13 and this is the message I gave locally, it was pushed, right? So either it is a conflict scenario or no conflict scenario, you can pull with a rebase and then push the results. Got it, all of you? Understood the concept
Yeah.
of rebase, importance of rebase? So now this is about a GitHub. We have our local repositories. We have push to remote. These are the things we have done. And also here, this is actually Git and GitHub. Let me give you few important things here. Generally, generally there will be a master or the main branch, the default branch, which will be dedicated for production. Okay. And whenever either it is a development project or a DevOps project for infra like Terraform files or Kubernetes, whatever it is, be it anything, you will never be having permissions to make changes on this main directly like I am doing here. You will not make commits directly. You can't push commits directly to main. You can't do this. How is that possible? They'll set some branch protection rules like I have shown you some time back. Here there is a branch. You can set the protection rules like anyone, all of them cannot push directly. Only commits to master will be allowed through merge requests. Merge, they are called as merge requests on Bitbucket, or else they are called pull requests on GitHub. Okay, here see, do you see pull request? You have to raise a pull request. If you want to make any changes, you don't go to here and push, or else you can't from local to push directly here. What you will do, generally anyone, what they'll do if they want to make any changes, they'll create a new branch from master. See, I'm creating something like B3 from master. Okay, now they'll make changes here. Of course, they can pull this to local, make changes, again push here. Okay, they will push to some other branches called feature branch or bug fix branch, whatever it is. There were different branching strategies implemented in the projects. We will see, we will talk about these branching strategies when we work on pipelines. Here I'm giving all you a general idea. So you will be working on some other branch. Okay, let's suppose I'll make some changes on this file. Like some of you are asking, can you edit? You can edit, but generally we don't edit from the UI. Okay, we get into local, make changes and push to remote. But for our demo, I'm just showing you this way. Now, okay, I got some changes. Now I want to put it to master. What I'll do, I'll raise a PR or pull request. See here, create a PR, new pull request. From where to where? See, it's showing you arrow. I want to send from B3 branch to main. See, it is showing you what were all the differences you have in these two branches, right? See, file number 8. It was showing this is the new line added. Create the pull request. You may give some explanation here and you create the pull request. Also, there will be some reviewers. How many reviewers should be there? That is again another administrative part that will be handled by one senior member, right? Like they'll add some reviewers. Minimum there will be 2 reviewers who should approve your changes. Means your lead or your senior peer reviews and final reviews will happen. Okay, you may give some message here and create the pull request. Because here I am the only one here, I got it to merge. Whoever are the reviewers, see here you are seeing reviewers, right? Here you have to go and add some other users. Okay, if you add them, they will get this approval permission. Even for approval, we can add a rule. At least 2 approvals will give generally in real time. 2 persons should approve, like peer review and then the final review. Then both of them approves it, it will be merged. Means both of them should approve it. Then only they can merge, confirm the merge. Then your changes goes into master. If suppose they don't like your changes, they'll write the comment and say what changes you should make. Understood? That's how changes will be merged into master. It's not directly you push to master or you make changes on the master. It says merged, merge one commit to main. Do you see that? Now, if you go to main, if you see this file, yes, right? Here it is saying main branch is not protected because we did not write the protection rules. Protection rules are nothing but Here you should write who should see require a pull request before merging means I cannot, even no one can push there. Require approvals. How many? See, 1 or 2, you can add how many approvals you need. Those many people should approve, then only they can merge. So that's how you can put different rules for the branches for protection. It's not that you directly push to whatever branch you need and whatever changes you need. There will be PRs always to push your changes into the main branches. That's one important feature, PRs or merge requests, whatever you call them. Any more questions from anyone? Here on the quiz portal, now you can complete all the quiz. This completes Git and GitHub. See, completes Git and GitHub means we will be using this Git and GitHub throughout the course. We did not start the pipeline yet, right? Let's assume developer have placed their PHP code there. As a DevOps person, you will pull the code, you will you will containerize it, and so many steps are there. So how to pull the code? That's again we'll use Git and GitHub on the CI/CD pipeline. But now we have learned Git with respect to managing the files. Everyone should know it, like I told you the reasons. Now it's time we need to integrate it in the CI/CD pipeline. Now to integrate it in the CI/CD pipeline, you need another tool like Jenkins. Jenkins setup should be done. We need Linux. So that's how we proceed. But for now, yes, Git is done with respect to managing and maintaining your repos. These are all the 6 quizzes you can complete. Hands-on labs, everything I have shown you on the day 1. Go through that for Git. Tomorrow we shall start with Linux, like Linux basics, AWS free account creation. Okay, we will do all of that. Then set up Jenkins, then integrate Git and Jenkins. We will go in this flow. Now you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions out of context also, now you can ask me.
Preeti, earlier we were just focusing on count of commits. Is there like any rule like we need to do these many commits or something like that?
In general, there will be no such rules, Rakesh. Again, I am saying like it depends on the project, the use case. But I don't think we'll have a number of commits. It will be like branch protection rules will be there. There will be permissions restricted on the users, but I don't think we have something on commits, number of commits. Number of approvals, reviewers will be there, but not the commit number.
Yeah, thank you.
How the backup will be planned for this Git repository?
Here, the Git repositories we are hosting on GitHub, like GitHub or Bitbucket. You can have your own self-hosted repositories on your own servers. Those backup will be handled by separate team, admin team. If you are hosting on self-hosted repositories.
Okay. Usually in an organization, it will be runs on the EC2 or some VM, right?
No, not on EC2, never. Generally, we have in real projects. I have worked on GitHub as well, Bitbucket as well, which is managed by the like how we were managing. But of course, private repositories. There were also projects where I have seen they'll have their own self-hosted remote repositories. Means rather than having their Bitbucket like on the like we don't have a control on the storage part, but companies can have hosted environments. They'll have their own servers where they'll have their hosted hosted remote repositories on a separate servers on their own data centers. If it is on EC2, no point, right? EC2 will be costing very high than managing it on Bitbucket. The cost would be too high when you when you manage them for your hosted remote repositories. EC2 would not be a suggested option. You should have your own data center to have your own hosted repos.
Okay.
From the
So,
cost perspective.
okay. Regarding the permission, means like we need to create a group, and according to that, we need to give the granular permission, right?
In a create a group means that companies will have SSO, right? They'll have active directories, they will have LDAP, there were SSO. So many things are there. So many authorization strategies were there. Whatever it is, whenever those particular strategies integrated with the Bitbucket, you can see the users from the directories and you will add with the protection rules. branch protection
So
or review.
SSO also we can configure in this.
Yes.
Preeti, self-hosted repository, like if EC2 is not a landing server, then what would be the like on-premise you are talking about?
Their own data center.
But still, the companies are now moving to cloud, right? Cloud managed services, but
See,
they are planning to
I'm not
decommission
saying hosted environments are there always. In case it is there, rather than hosting on EC2, see, I'm talking about our own hosted self-remote repositories, right? So when they were going to their own self-hosted remote repositories, rather than EC2, managing them on our own data centers would be cost effective. I am saying it's not that you should not have it. From perspective of cost, I was saying that would be better. But it is all again, the call depends on many factors, like the resource availability, the cost they have budget they have, right? So many things comes in. All of them moving in the cloud means infrastructure
if
is
there
on
is
cloud.
architectural design, the decision comes, then we need to consider all these factors.
Correct. It depends on so many factors. That's where the architecture role comes in. Cloud, everyone is moving to cloud, but it's not that they'll also check the pricing, right? Companies are having hybrid clouds, meaning yes, they are having a public cloud like AWS for certain services, which are cost effective for certain things. They are having their own private clouds. It's not that only companies are sticking to one cloud or one methodology.
Ma'am,
Can
when
you
you
see
say
the
cost
terminal?
effective,
Sorry.
ma'am, when
Can
you
you
say cost effective,
go ahead?
cost will be incurred more on running it for the longer duration or what?
That is one thing. Cost for running, maintaining the servers up for longer duration. That would be cost one way. When you have huge repositories, managing them on the premise, you need a huge instances, which would be again costly.
Is it tomorrow is Linux, right? Tomorrow and Monday.
Tomorrow we will start Linux. Okay. Yes.
Monday also Linux, right?
Yes.
Okay. Will not be available. That's okay.
Hmm.
Can you go to terminal once and type history? I forgot some. I unable to recognize, remember some
All these
command.
commands will be available in the Google Drive. Okay. You don't need to worry or save them. All of them will be available. Anyway, here is the terminal.
Just
Okay, all
give
of them
history.
are there on the drive for your hands-on. See,
Okay.
please make sure to be regular as much as possible. Okay, of course, if it is out of control, we can't do anything, but try to be available for the sessions. Be regular to the sessions. All the class recordings will be provided every day, like we were doing. For everyone, class recordings will be provided every day. Watch them. If you have to miss any class, please watch it before you join the next class. Not to miss the continued. Okay, please follow this. And yeah, we'll continue from here tomorrow. Do the hands-on, complete your hands-on. Okay, watch the recording, do the hands-on recording. The link will be the same, but from today, recordings will be, you will be having private access to them. All right, then. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. See you all.
Thank you.